What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's talk Giga coasters. Have you ever ridden a coaster exceeding 300 feet? And if so, what was it? I've ridden a few, but as of late, I rode perhaps the most famous of them, and I have to say, it was well worth the wait. With what in my opinion is probably the most intense turn on a coaster ever, today's coaster is one that I can guarantee almost all of you have heard of, but after riding it, I just had to give it a little more praise. So what is it, and where did it come from? This is a very brief and small history of King's Dominion's Intimidator 305. Intimidator 305 is a Giga coaster, which is a coaster that meets or exceeds 300 feet in height that can be found at King's Dominion in Doswell, Virginia. It debuted as the park's 14th roller coaster on April 2nd, 2010, and is situated where the Safari monorail attraction had once stood in the park's Jungle Expedition area, close to Anaconda. It is the second Giga coaster to be built in North America after Millennium Force at Cedar Point, standing 305 feet tall and going up to 90 miles an hour. This was the largest investment in the park's history at $25 million. The coaster, which has a racing theme, is named for the late NASCAR driver Dale Earnhardt, who was also known as the Intimidator. Now, when I visited Kings Island for the first time just recently, I have to say, even before riding it, the name is quite fitting. I305 is probably the most intimidating coaster I have ever seen just based on pure looks. And the ride experience was nothing short of that either, and it used to be even more intense than it is today. Due to the excessive G-forces generated by the ride's original design, some riders had issues right after the first drop. They often described symptoms including temporary visual loss or blackouts depending on how severe they were. King's Dominion then temporarily installed trim brakes on the first drop to slow down the coaster's top speed in an effort to lessen the frequency of incidents. The coaster's first turn was also reprofiled during the subsequent off-season, resulting in a bigger turn radius and lower G-forces. They were also able to restore the ride to its former top speed of 90 miles an hour by removing the trim brakes on the first drop thanks to the significant alteration. In 2010, it received second place as the best new ride and often comes in at a high rank for best steel roller coaster according to the Golden Ticket Awards. So that's just a quick rundown of one of the most intense coasters on earth in my opinion, and it was so good that a front row ride pretty much tied it with my number one, that being X2. And in fact, for just a pure adrenaline, more or less perfect coaster, I might even say it's number one for me. So for those of you that have ridden it, would you agree with me? I know a lot of you have this listed as your number one, so I know I'm not crazy, even though I don't like steel vengeance. Let me know down below. It's been a major pleasure creating new content for all of you, and of course, stay tuned for another fun coaster history coming in a couple days, and subscribe as well if you feel so inclined to do so. Until then, we'll see you all there. See ya.